Alright, I haven't done a full tutorial in a long time here, so here we go. Spoiler warning if anybody is, interested in playing the first part of the game before I run through it and play it. You might want to go do that first and then come back, but, of course, I guess if you did do that, then there wouldn't be a reason to watch this video, but, whatever. So, anyways, space to start. Okay, we go. Press space. If you hold space down, it will automatically skip to the last message of the whole dialogue thing, so if you don't hold space, you get this whole long-winded welcome to the game message, and if you hold space while it's kind of going through, then it skips it all, so that's good. Right now we've got new game, load game, and options. Load game you can't select because I don't have any existing games, but if I did, it would allow me to load a game. Options I've got. Right now, it gives me the control config screen. Eventually, this is going to basically give me a bunch of stuff, including probably maybe difficulty settings, and maybe the tutorial I will put in here as well. However, I might just link that to the new game button, have a yes/no menu, do you want to play the tutorial, and all that stuff, so I don't really know. So anyways, I can change my controls here, so if I want to change my control to anything, I can do that. I don't think I have a failsafe in there for choosing if you choose one that's already selected, but I'll probably make a failsafe on that, so you can't set every single button as Z. So that I'll have to fix eventually, but for the most part, everything here is working. So you can set your controls now, which is was a highly requested feature because my controls kind of sucked. Anyway, if we select a new game here, we can choose a save slot. Right now it doesn't really matter. It does actually pick the correct slot, but it doesn't do anything because you can't save your game yet. We've got our character here, so you can basically select character name. If the name is full, then you can only select delete and end, and once you delete some letters, then you can go back and select something else. We also have the space character here, so if you wanted your character name to be blank, then you could do that. Of course, I guess you only need one space, but And this one was actually it was kind of hard to code because this is the built-in symbol for line break. So if you're printing that out, it actually shifts down one. So basically what this would look like is you'd have like two lines and stuff, which is kind of annoying in the pound symbol when you display there. But I basically coded it so that it codes a backslash in there as well, which is kind of coding language for it. It overwrites it prints it out instead of line breaks, which is nice. So that being said, if you don't name your character anything, then it will give you the default name of the character. So Bowie, Max, or in this case Jason. And of course, as any good Shining Force game, we have the old hero wakes up in a bed cliche. I go up the stairs here, which I don't actually have sound effects for, which kind of sucks. I will have to modify that later. We've got bookshelves working, so you can examine stuff, but they're not written yet, which kind of sucks. So, now we have our first character over here that we meet. And I am almost out of coffee, which kind of sucks. There's a town meeting going on. Do I want to check it out? No, I don't. No, I do not like meetings. They're boring, and I sleep through them, and there's no reason for me to go. Bad things happen when I go to meetings. I get signed up for stuff that I don't want to be signed up for. Anyway, so we've got a meeting, you know, that we gotta go to the town meeting over here, and, you know, as any good game designer, you would, you know, make it so that there's, like, one little tile for you to stand in, and that lines everything up perfectly, but, you know, it's blatantly obvious where you're supposed to stand in there. But yeah, so you walk around town, there's no NPCs or anything walking around because they're all at the meeting. We've got a chest over here that we can open up, give us 30 gold, and if we go into our status page here, our gold is now 30, so that worked. We've got some items and stuff here, so if we go to magic is not coded yet, which kind of sucks. If we select item, we got a bunch of things here, drop, give, equipped, and all that stuff. So if Max wanted to give Jason his arrow, then it would allow me to choose which item I wanted to take away from Jason, because his inventory is full. And it would trade for it if I wanted to give an item to myself. It basically shifts your inventory around, which I actually didn't know existed, and I was like, hey, what happens if you do that? So I loaded up China Force 2 and checked that out, and it organizes your inventory. It basically takes out that slot and puts it in the last available slot, which kind of shifts your inventory around, which is nice to know. I was never stupid enough to trade with myself, so I never really figured that out. So if we go to equip something, our stats change based off of which one we choose. We got the sword or nothing, and then we can't select the other two because there's no item there. So we'll select the sword, and we got the mobility ring here, which is actually a placeholder. This is actually not going to be the mobility ring. The sprite is, of course, different, which I'll have different sprites for my game anyway. But this ring is actually going to be the ring of renewal, which will restore mana every turn, kind of like one of the staves from Shining Force 2. But status effects aren't working yet, so that'll be my next task. So yeah, movement updates, because it's the borrowed code from the mobility ring from my other demo, so I never removed it. So yeah, now Jason's movement is 12. So if we go to drop an item, and we go to drop the mobility ring, and I'll dump it out there. If we go to use an item, we got the power potion here, or any of this other stuff. If I want to use a sword, of course nothing's gonna happen. And if we go ahead and use the power potion on myself, then my attack is boosted by 4, which is random number between 2 and 4. So 2, 3, or 4. And if we go to use an item, if we go to use the potion that we gave to Max, and we go to use that on Jason, it will... Oh man, I got lucky that every time that I do this, it gives me either 2 or 3, and then all of a sudden I get 2 4s in a row. That's awesome. Anyway, we should probably give Max his arrow back and equip that. Jason's attack is freaking 19. He's gonna one-shot everything now. So anyway, that's it for menus. That's it for menus. And so yeah, there's obviously no NPCs here because they're all at the meeting. So we'll go to the meeting now because Max wanted me to. Oh, wouldn't you know it? There's just a single slot where, you know, it's like they saved me a seat. totally not, you know, supposed to happen, right? Anyways, this cutscene probably makes absolutely no sense whatsoever if, you know, without the opening cutscene, which is not coded yet, but even with the opening cutscene, you probably still you only have one answer. You only have one question answered via that cutscene, or maybe two, I guess. But you know, it'll be fun. There'll be explosions and flaming cars and who knows? There'll be lots of fire and everything. But you know, that's the cutscene for you. Anyways, all of the everything that happens on this island, I loved coding that little bit there. That was fun. So everything that I've coded on, everything story-wise about this island, unfortunately, you're not gonna see a whole lot of it. So it will be kind of like, you know, this island will essentially be like, you know, the ancients kind of from Shining Force, where you have this grasp of, oh, what happened, but, you know, it's just kind of hinted at and you never really see a bunch of it. It's kind of alluded through, you know, the story. And that's kind of what this island is going to be, you know, or continent. You know, you're not actually going to be able to wander this continent, probably ever, unless I make a Book of Zero. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff here. You know, I have 40 pages of backstory on this continent alone, which it's kind of upsetting because I really want to kind of show that story somehow. But I think for the most part, I'm just going to hint at what happened on this island throughout the story. So you'll figure out what happened to this place as time goes on. And I can't enter here because, well, it's one of those halfway points that I put in there, which is kind of hilarious because there's a staircase in there, so you could clearly walk through this if this wasn't a game. But being that it's tile based, you can't actually walk in there, which is hilarious because I love torturing people with game design stuff. And you know, same thing with down here with my house that I still haven't fixed the tile blockers on, so you're probably gonna stand on the chests and everything. There's a lot of there's chests and stuff in here, which this house needs a little bit of cleanup work. There's a shadow on the carpet, which shouldn't be that way. Yeah, so basically that there's chests in there and you can't get to them, which kind of sucks. But there's nothing in the chest because they're just kind of, they're meant to torture people, so that's kind of the only reason they're down there. So yeah. Oh hey, what? Another character. Insert random excuse to get a healer in your party. When was the last time I ever did something dangerous? Yeah. Anyway, now we have our character in our party. And if we open up our list, we've got our character added to the party here, so we can check out her stats and everything. Anyways, I think that's about it for in-town stuff. Let's go to the battle. Suppose I should have left the battered sword thing in there. I was basically testing working on item use in battle, and it works. I just didn't want to come up with a medical herb sprite, and I was too lazy. I was like, I'll just make the Jason's sword like a healing sword, because why the heck not? And so I did that, and it was kind of hilarious because you had like this sword that infinitely healed your characters, which was insane. But, you know, it worked. and that's all that matters. And here we go with the OP 2 power potions plus 4 right off. This is gonna one-shot everything. 11 damage. Nice. How much health did I give the boss up here? I think I gave him 12. I don't remember. Alright, he's got 12. He can't one-shot the boss yet. We'll wait till he levels up and then he'll be able to one-shot the boss. Yeah, obviously the power potions and the mobility ring and all that stuff, that's not gonna be there. For in the start of the game. I might hide, you know, a power potion somewhere, but this early in the game, no, it's, you know, maybe something like, you know, agility boost, but your power potion, no. I'm not going to give you 2 power potions right off the bat. That was just kind of, I need an item that kind of I could use in town, and that's something that is usable in town and fairly noticeable too. So, and 2 status effects weren't working, so I couldn't use an antidote because there's no poison. So we've got that. Anyway, this is a long-winded part of battle where you're just waiting for all the enemies to take their turn. Kind of sucks. So yeah, if you press the back button, your character will pathfind back to where they started at that turn, and then they will give you your cursor to move around. And you can go ahead and click on enemies, and that would display, you know, what their stats are, or you click on your characters and it'll display their stats. And if you click on a tile, it will give you the map here, and or this menu. Member list, quit, and speed aren't working yet. You know, quit. Why would you want to stop playing the game? That's stupid. So that's obviously not working. Right now it just says it's not coded yet, so you can click on it and it won't break anything. The mini-map was probably the most fun that I've had coding something, and it looks pretty spectacular. Basically, it's a single function that draws a map for you, so you don't have to come up with your own mini-map sprite or function for every single battle. It will automatically draw a accurate map for you, which is awesome. The only downside is I noticed, because I ported this over to Game Maker Studio to see if it would, you know, work and stuff, and naturally there's some bugs, mainly attack range and movement range don't work, which means that kind of kills the pathfinding because you can't walk anywhere. Pathfinding works, it's just the attack and movement range and stuff that doesn't work, which kind of sucks. But anyway, in Game Maker Studio, for whatever reason, the mini-map just does not look as good as it does here. Its rendering is different, so instead of looking this fancy, it just kind of displays it. I don't know, it kind of dumbed it down, which is terrible. You know, it should be nice like this, but they broke it, so it's just a small visual bug that's annoying. But yeah, we'll get around to that. So every item thingy here also works in battle. I just kind of used everything in town, so can't really use those here. And power potions don't work in battle yet because I haven't coded the battle portion of those, because they work a little bit differently with the cutscenes. But and I'll get those working eventually. So regarding the story and everything, there's so much stuff that I want to add, especially for like on this continent. I have so many ideas for this continent, what happens story-wise and everything. You know, I've got 40 pages of backstory of what happened on this continent. However, you know, the first 15 minutes of the game, you're gone and you pretty much never see this continent again, which kind of sucks. Except, you know, you might see it one more time, but, you know, after that, you know, you never really, you don't get to explore this continent, which kind of sucks, because it's a fun place, and there's a lot of really interesting things here. But, unfortunately, you know, I've got, he blocked the attack. What? That's stupid. So, yeah, unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to see this continent. And, same thing with, like, NPCs. There's 2 NPCs in town right now that I was like, oh man, you know, I have so many ideas for them, but again, you know, they're not actively with you the entire game. So, I might have one show up. One of them might come with you. I don't know yet. I sort of feel like yes, they should come with, but then I feel like nah, if they come with, it would take away story. It would take story away from the actual kind of overall story. But it would be kind of fun as well to see what happens with that character, because I have some like really awesome ideas. I just don't know how it would fit in the overall story. However, I do think it would be kind of interesting because this character, I'm trying to be vague here for a reason, but this character would essentially be with your force the entire way. However, they wouldn't be in your active battle party. And, how do I explain it? Yeah, they'd be kind of like Adler, essentially. You know, this character that is following you around for most of the game, or in this case, the entire game. But they would, yeah, so they'd be following you around, but they wouldn't really affect anything in, you know, battle-wise. And then, part of my reasoning for having them come with you would be that, that character would also be, more... They would actually be a force member in the second game. However, you know, I feel it's just I don't know how to make it work with the first game, or rather, I do. I just don't know if I should. There's a lot of things that I'm thinking about yet, story-wise, but for the most part, the general story is done. Anyway, we've got this alpha wolf over here. If we kill this one first, then everything else dies. Which there's only one. There's only one left anyway, so we might as well go ahead and one-shot you. Bam, dead. So overpowered. This is why you don't give power potions in the beginning of the game. And one-shots the boss. Doesn't even get to level 5. And yeah, so after the battle's over, wherever your main character was at, in that battle, that's where they will spawn at for the in-town stuff, and then all of your other characters will be there as well. Or at least the ones that are following you around. But yeah, regarding this continent, I have like so many ideas and stuff that I wanted to add. You know, I've got the wolf cave here, which I don't know if I'm gonna let people go. Yeah, you know, you're here for 2 minutes. Should I even bother, you know, letting people walk in the cave and everything, you know? But, I don't know. There's a lot of other stuff to be explored on the other continent, but, you know. So I was thinking about, you know, hiding like a chest somewhere in these trees or something. Of course, it wouldn't be that well hidden. I mean, it would kind of be blatantly noticeable, but I don't know where a good spot to hide it would be. Because I mean, if you're playing, oh, you know what? Maybe we'll hide it up here. Yeah. Because when you're battling, you're not gonna see it. Maybe. Well, we'll hide it up here. So yeah, in the future, guys, there's gonna be a chest over here, you know, just so that you don't miss it on this battle. Maybe, or somewhere else. I don't know where I'm gonna put the thing. There's gonna be a chest somewhere, maybe. So I got so many ideas, at least, to where to put chests and hide certain things and stuff, because, you know, as a game developer, I'm always sitting there thinking, like, you know, it'd be like a really funny thing is if you hid like a chest, like right, you know, here behind the wall where you can't see anything, or, you know, if you just look at this random wall in the middle of nowhere, and there's just a chest embedded in it, or some kind of item, you know, it'd be almost unnoticeable, but it would be there nonetheless. So, yeah. So many ideas that I'm still playing with, but, you know, whatever. Regarding the mobility ring that was seen earlier, that's going to be... it's not actually going to be the mobility ring, that was just kind of a placeholder. It will be the Ring of Renewal, which will essentially renew, it'll give you it'll restore mana every turn once I add status effects and all that stuff, which is actually next. It'll probably be today's. I'll probably start on that today, hopefully I'll finish it. If not, it would be, if I don't finish it today, that means that I'm, you know, pounding my head into a wall again, trying to figure out how to how to fix it, how to get it working. But yeah, I got some minor things to fix up here. See, I didn't, regarding this room down here, I didn't bother putting tile blockers anywhere, because obviously your character will never be able to go down there. But then I forgot I put an NPC down there, and they can kind of walk on stuff. So I still gotta fix that, which would take about 2 seconds. Just gotta put some tile blocker options down there. What do we get? Oh, I need to add another reminder. Fix config. There we go. Now I won't forget about the control config stuff. Alright, so I think that's about it. And, yeah. I could make more battles and stuff, honestly. Like, really easy. And the rest of the game and stuff. But, because, you know, coding a battle and coding a cutscene, those are fairly easy at this point. However, you know, it's tedious, and instead of releasing all these battles and stuff and still not having things like shops and status effects and stuff working, I'm kind of more spending my efforts towards getting everything working first, and then I will start cranking out the battles and everything. That's also why, you know, a lot of my sprites are not my own yet. So, yeah. That being said, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you all next time.